Page 12, the library. We're getting both hands playing at the same time throughout the whole piece. Now, once we get to this point, now I do need to start taking the hands one hand at a time. So that's what I'm going to do. It lengthens the video, but that's sort of the approach I use. I make sure I know what each hand is doing before I put them together. Because a lot of times when I go to put them together, it's almost like starting over. But still, it's not as difficult as trying to do them together right off the bat. So I look it over, I see it's about 4 lines long. The clef signs are still treble and bass clef. The time signature now is 3/4 time. So I'm going to take the right hand first, just the right hand, make sure I got the notes and the rhythms and the fingering. We're starting out with 5th finger here. And the hand is not moving around, so that's the only finger number you need. You don't need any other finger numbers. Make sure you're reading the notes. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and I go through the whole thing, make sure I can play it okay. Left hand, same thing. And it starts with a D and an A up here. And actually, these are the only notes it's playing in the left hand. So we just got to get the rhythm down. Well, you see at the beginning, you see all these curved lines? They're chained together. And both notes have them. That means it's tied for the whole line. You're playing it at the beginning, and you're going to hold it down for all 4 measures. You'll play it again until measure 5. Measure 5, you get it for 2 measures, and then another 2 measures, and then measure 9 is 4 measures again. You just hold it down for the whole thing. So once I have that idea, then I put the hands together. 1, 2, 3, and I'm just holding this left hand down. 2, 1, 2. Now I'm going to play both hands together. 1, 2, 3. Hold the left hand down. Now play them together again. 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. I go through it all and I put the hands together. And a lot of times I'll hesitate and I have to look down at the keyboard to see what's going on. That's fine. But once I get the hands together, sort of, then I go back over it a few hundred times, carefully and slowly, and I work out the hesitations so it's a steady beat. And I don't have to look at the keyboard. They have a note at the bottom of page 13 about the premier performer thing. What I get out of this is don't pause at the bar lines. Well, you never pause at the bar lines unless the music tells you to. The bar line divides it up into measures, but when that beat goes, it's like there's no bar lines there. That beat just keeps going all the way to the end. Now, once I can play it through, okay, I don't care how fast it is right now, just play it through with no hesitations. Then I'll add the dynamics. MF is mezzo forte, and that's the melody. Here, the melody is where the words are. That's the right hand. So this left hand, play that softly, play that soft, light here. And now, while you're holding that down, play this sort of heavy. Yeah. So this is light, and that's heavier. Not too hard because you're playing on one hand at a time. But when you get to measure 5, now you're playing the hands at the same time, but it needs to be the same, light and heavy. Here, here. So can you do that? That takes time to get that kind of control because it feels awkward. You feel off balance. You're heavy on one side and light on the other, and you're still trying to get them down at the same time. It comes in time if you'll just keep at it. It will come. 2, 3. Measure 7, now it's soft. You leave the left hand right where it is, just soft in both hands. In the measure 9, you're back up to moderately loud, but that's going to be for the melody. This, play it soft. And then the last 2 measures, you're soft again. We want to hear the melody if you can. And so if you can play that very soft, that's fine. Otherwise, you play them about the same. I might mention here, again, there's interpretation going on, and people won't interpret it the same. So there are people out there who, like at the beginning, the first measure and measure 9 is the same thing. Where that MF is on the first beat, they'll say, play that first beat, MF. Here. And then this is the same MF. So that's fine. That's a way of interpreting it. It's just, to me, the dynamic goes to the melody, and the melody doesn't start till the second beat. And they don't always put these dynamics exactly where they go. What is the music telling you where it should be? To me, because this is MF, I want this in the background. I'm just going to play it softer. Here. But if you want to play it louder, here. That's interpretation. There's no right or wrong there. Although some teacher would probably tell you one way is right and one way is wrong, I disagree. So once I have the dynamics, then I think about the speed. And gracefully is not a speed. Okay, just if you're going to sing it, how fast would you sing it? It just needs to flow. Think of this. 1, 2. Remember the natural accent? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Don't copy me, please. That's just one way it might go. Experiment with it a little bit. You can try out different things, as in the dynamics. You don't have to play the first 6 measures at exactly MF. You're in that area. You get a little louder and softer if you feel it. Maybe I go here. Maybe I get louder there and then come down. Yeah, you could do that. Experiment with that. It's a feeling. It's interpretation. How do you think it should go? Let's play it together slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do louds and softs. I'm just playing notes and rhythms. I'll give us 3 counts. 1, ready, go. 2, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, off. Well, there's a duet for this. I'd like to play that, and you play what we just played. But again, I need you to go up an octave. So pretend middle C instead of here is up here. And instead of here, you're up here. Play it all up here. I'll give us 3 counts. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. 1, ready, go.